Igor Voiku says,
American First Ukrainian.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. I'd like to thank everyone who gave us and gave me the time and listened to the last couple of videos. I just really appreciated it. Took a small break over the summer, built a little space, a small studio/office in the attic where I can dedicate more time to these videos and have chats and conversations. Wanted to give a thank you to Tim Pool from Timcast IRL. He gave me a shout out from a super chat that I sent him a few months ago, and that is greatly appreciated. His shout out was able to grow the channel in a few weeks to, the small number that we are today, and that's appreciated. And let's play that video to see what Tim has to say.
Igor Voiku says, first, hi Tim, I know it's a long shot, but can I get a shout out on my first video on my channel? I was born in Ukraine, but I discussed my America First perspective on the Ukraine wars as a naturalized U.S. citizen. A shout out is worth more than $10,000. Is that what they say? I don't know. What is your channel called? Is it just Igor Voiku? Is that the name of your channel?
Igor?
Yes, sir.
Igor.
Follow the channel.
That's probably how it's pronounced, yeah.
I'm assuming that's your channel, so everybody can search for it.
American First Ukrainian.
Aquafan says Biden.
All right, everyone. So, wanted to thank Tim again for the shout out. Helps small channels like this get their start, and I appreciate it if you all would like, comment, and subscribe to help the channel grow and have future conversation. On this right here, on any topic that's currently happening, from faith, family, and country topics. Basically, this week we had an election. President Trump won the election again. The country is going to be back on the right track, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot to talk about. Also, if you would like to join a future podcast, please text me at 864-820-1060. Again, that's 864-820-1060. And let me know who you are, what you're interested in talking about. As I've made it clear, I'm leaning, and I am a conservative person of faith. And I like to have those conversations. However, I also like to learn from people. It doesn't matter to me if you disagree with me. I'd like to have you on the podcast. I'd like to hear your opinion. If you're, a moderate, if you lean left, if you lean right, if you are a Christian, if you are not a Christian, I'd love to have a conversation with you. I'd love to learn who you are and what you're about. And I think that's how we learn, that we grow and we learn from each other by having conversations. And this would be the goal, of this podcast in the future, is to have people, in person to have conversations on, or through video calls as well. And again, if you'd like to have a future conversation, please give me a text at 864-820-1060, and we can schedule and make something happen. And also, this podcast and studio wouldn't be possible without my company, which has sponsored and funded the equipment and the studio. It's Palmetto Renovation and Design here in Gaffney. We design and sell kitchen cabinets, bath cabinets, and flooring materials, and we'd love to help you. And if you search on Google for Palmetto Renovation and Design in Gaffney, South Carolina, and give us a text, we would love to help you with your kitchen renovation needs. Appreciate it. All right, and let's see now what Mr. Walls has to say. Let's pull up the next reel here. Governor Walls, Minnesota.
It's hard to lose. It's hard to understand why so many of our fellow citizens people that we have fought so long and hard for wound up choosing the other path.
He doesn't understand why the people that he so-called fought so hard for have chosen the other side. Well, the people you claim to have fought so hard for have felt the pain of the last almost 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration. And guess what? They did not want to repeat. They're not going back to the filth of the last 4 years of your administration, pretty much.
It's hard to reckon with what that path looks like over the next 4 years. So if you're feeling...
Again, he's saying it's hard to reckon what that path looks like over the next 4 years. Well, again, let President Trump govern. Don't throw spokes and stumbling blocks in his wheels, as a metaphor, you know. Let him implement his plans, and we are going to see what was going to happen. What's going to happen is what happened in the first 3 years to 3.5 years of his administration before COVID came along. We are going to have a repeat of that. What we also are going to have a repeat of is the insanity and the name calling of the left. That's what they're preparing themselves for. And, you know, I don't think so. And hopefully they don't win the House. But if they do, their next step, their next playing card is impeaching Donald Trump again. I mean, they've done it many times, and they're going to do it again. I mean, there's no new playing card that they have.
Deflated, discouraged today, I get it. Take some time to care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, take care of your community. There's a million ways to make a positive difference, and get back in this fight when you're ready. And know that whenever you're ready to get back in that fight, I'll be standing right here ready to fight the fight with you.
All right, let's see here what the comments have to say on the TikTok sphere. Says the cleaner, we'll get ready because Minnesota is going to boot you out of office there too. Mr. Ghost here says, when you go against Jesus, you never prosper. 100%. And that's true. You know, Kamala did say to the people who called on Jesus at her rally, she says, you're at the wrong rally. Go across the street, right? My own words. Let's see what people have to say in this thread a little further down here. So good, come back to Jesus. Says, I would like to thank Tim Walz and his team. Without his help, you couldn't have as big of a victory for America. Yeah, the Harris-Walz ticket was designed to fail. I mean, she didn't get any votes the first time around. She tried to, run for office. She was one of the first off the election there that dropped out. So it really seems like the Democrats were trying to self-sabotage themselves by placing Harris and Walz at the top of the ticket. It says, why does there have to be a fight? Do we want to bring both sides together? Don't we want to bring both sides together? And that's the thing is, they're going into combative language, fighting words, this and that. Why does it have to be a fight? There was an election in 2016 where Trump was elected. He had 4 years. The American people said, let's try the complete inverse of that. They elected Biden in 2020. We've had 4 years of each. And now after 4 years of Trump, 4 years of Biden, we've had a comparison that we can compare the two. And the American people said, you know what? We've seen what works, we've seen what doesn't work, and we're going back to what works. And you know, Walls, if you really care about the country, if you really care about the middle class, if you really care about every American, you're not going to fight. You're going to work together. You're going to want President Trump to succeed. And if there's something that you don't like, you can call it out. But as you did the first term, you know, before he even was integrated to office, January 20th of 2016, you guys were calling for impeachment. He didn't have a chance to do anything whatsoever. And then you impeached him a bunch of times and didn't allow him to govern. So what do you expect to happen now? You did a great job. Well, I mean, depends on what you call a great job. Could be opposite day, right? Says, Georgie here says, were any of you people living in MPLS in Minneapolis, this man did a shine job and the rest of America made their decision. I mean, we've seen what happened with the riots in Minneapolis. We've seen the CHOP zones, right? The independent zones, the Antifa had, right? And it wasn't pretty. Winston Applegate III says here, I can tell you why. Because you didn't fight for those citizens. You called them fascist, racist, Nazis, sexist, and etc. And that's their playing card, right? They don't have policy. They don't have solutions. They have name calling. And there's only so far that name calling can go. There's only so many times that you can cry wolf before people have had enough. You know, as Tucker Carlson said, everybody's looking around. Trump won, and it looks like the father's back in the house, and everybody's falling back in line, right? We're going to have someone who knows how to run a country, bring everything back to normal. Says it looks like peace and prosperity, unlike what the 4 years would look like if you two have one. Because Democrats are liars and don't care about democracy. Well, sir, that's Zero Cool 82 says, well, sir, it's because the Kamala Harris sucks. Poor choice for the Democratic Party. Any other candidate would have won. Probably the guy asking for more money on the side of the road had a better chance. Well, yeah. You've had a choice between two sides. You've had Trump 16. You had Biden Harris 2020. People had a comparison, and they are not going back. They were not going back. All right, here, let's scroll to the next TikTok here. This is Mr. Lickman. Lickman, is that how you pronounce his name? So he is the man who predicted most of these elections up until this one. And for some reason, I had the impression thinking that this man was neutral. He was just making, predictions based on his formula that he had of, I think it was 5 to 10 things that, had to have happened or fallen in place, for the person to get elected. And he made a claim that 2024 would have been Harris's year. And let's see how he reacts in the moments when he sees that he didn't quite get it right this year. All right, let's see here.
Think she lost.
Running out of Pennsylvania, yep. It's not changing.
I hate to say that because I've been hopeful all night, but I think she lost.
I do too. It's 90% over.
He's trying to still have some hope. He's saying it's 90% over, and I believe that's his son, and from what I've heard in the lower picture there. And his son has more of a grasp of reality of what's going on here.
Think she lost.
Running out of Pennsylvania, yep. It's not changing.
I hate to say that because I've been hopeful all night, but I think she lost.
I do too. It's 90%.
Yep, so that's what you have here. You know, what did we learn about this election? The elites, the media, don't care about us. And the pollsters don't have a clue about what they're doing. And come 2028, don't waste your money on pollsters. Just run a campaign fair and square, and we'll see what happens, because the last few years, pollsters have gotten it real wrong. But yeah, you know, I wanted to thank, you know, everyone for watching this right here. You know, this is going to be, it seems like a rough start to a podcast. It's a podcast, you know, that we're doing here. We're in the learning mode, right? There's a lot of things that are going to change. A lot of things are going to stay the same. But, you know, I'm trying to figure it out. And I'd like if you join along and join in this learning experience, right? I'd like you to also send a text message to 864-820-1060. Again, that's 864-820-1060. Text us your name, any topic that you want to discuss, you know, from faith, family, and country issues. It doesn't matter that, you know, if you are neutral, left, right, moderate. I'd like to have a conversation as long as you want to have a conversation in good faith. I don't hide who I am. I am a Christian, conservative family man, and those are my values. And if you have different opinions, let's have a conversation. You know, as long as it doesn't turn into anger, you know, screaming match, anything like that, a fair and honest debate is always appreciated. Or I say, not even a debate. Let's have discussion. Let's talk. Let's learn from each other. And I'd like to thank everyone for watching. And if you would like, comment, and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Again, comment on any topics you'd like to hear if you don't want to join. And if you would like to join, text that number and we will schedule future podcasts with live guests. And appreciate it again. And God bless the United States of America. God bless President Trump. Let's remain faithful to him, and he will take care of the rest.